Hey guys, Matt Robinson here again. I am back on Facebook Live. Now I know most of you guys are probably watching this on YouTube or via a replay on Facebook, so you're probably not with us live, but that's okay. For those of you that are, huge shout out. I know that Facebook gives you a little reminder that I'm live, so it might take you a second to get over to the video, but just wanted to say this. If it's your first time coming in contact with us here at the Professional Investors Guild, we'd love to have you as a part of our community. So if you want to join our newsletter and get a couple of free gifts, please run over to pigfreegift.com. You can go there right now in another tab on your internet there, pigfreegift.com. Go ahead and put your name and email in there, and we'll get you some free stuff. Also, if you want to join one of the coolest real estate investing clubs anywhere around, go to pigmembership.com and learn more how you can join us online or in person if you live near the Gulf Coast. But we also live stream our meetings. But just wanted to bring up a really interesting topic that came up. I'm always getting emails from new investors or even sometimes experienced investors talking about various stories and things that have come up and, in the nature of their business, and they're asking me advice on various things. And there's a couple, two different situations with two different fairly new investors, and they kind of were facing the same thing. And so I thought I would just bring it to you in a real quick video. The first person went out, they saw a property on Craigslist, went out and looked at the property, and they just said it needed too much work for the price the seller was asking, so they decided not to make an offer. Okay, that's number one. The second one, a guy was looking at a property and he told me he didn't want to make an offer because he thought his offer would be offensive to the seller, and so he didn't want to offend the seller. So a couple of things on that. Now I understand, and this isn't to beat up on the person who made this post on our Facebook group page, because I understand sometimes there's extenuating circumstances that we don't know about, and some properties you get all the data and the information and you realize this is just not something you can make an offer on. But 9 times out of 10, you should always make some kind of an offer. And I don't care what it is. We actually had one person say that they offered somebody, they told them, you'll have to pay me $5,000 to take the house. Now, there have been some houses that I've looked at where you'd have to pay me $5,000 to take the house, but I don't think I've actually made that official offer on paper. But one of our guys said that he's made that offer before. But you always make an offer, and because you just never know, what's going to come out of it. You just never know. There are plenty of times when sellers are going to be more motivated than you know, or they'll be asking a price that they'd be willing to take much less on, but they kind of start high and you think that your number is going to be stupid low, but to them it's really not. The other side of that is this one guy said he didn't make an offer because he didn't want to offend the seller. It wasn't a matter of that the numbers didn't work. He just felt like his number was going to be offensive. But the reality is that the people we're going after, the actual sellers we're pursuing in the creative investing business and trying to get value properties with equity, a real motivated seller is never going to be offended by a cash offer that's going to close quickly. Yeah, it might not be for retail, but they are smart enough. They may not be the savviest person in the world, but they understand that to sell something quickly and to get somebody to pay cash and close quickly, that there's going to be a discount. It's the same way when you go in to trade your car in. Most people know, whether they're financially savvy or not, that if you go in and trade it in, you're going to get less because of the convenience of it than you would be if you went over and took all the time and effort and energy to sell it private party. And most people understand that on the housing side as well. So, I titled this video, to make your offers offensive. I'm not saying obviously to go out and just be naturally offensive, but you can't be afraid to make offers that maybe would offend somebody. I want the seller to balk at my first offer. Most people will tell you if they take your first offer, you didn't offer low enough, So, anytime, there have been a couple of occasions, not very often, because I usually make pretty aggressive offers, as do most of our experienced investors, but there have been a couple of occasions where I've made an offer and they've taken it without a counter, and I think, I offered too much on it, because if they take the first one, they probably would have taken a little less. So you want to make sure in this business, if you're going to have any sustained, long-term success where you're able to get enough inventory and enough properties to be able to either wholesale your way to, decent money, or rehab your way to decent money, or get good cash flowing properties that have enough, cash flow in there and value there that you can either do the refinance strategy that some people do, or just have enough cash flow to be able to hold enough properties where you're not putting yourself at risk. In order to do that, you've really got to be aggressive with your your offers. And you just got to go after it. You got to be aggressive. You can't be afraid to offend folks. So if it's not a little bit offensive, if you're not a little nervous to make the offer, then you're probably offering too much. So keep that in mind when you guys are out there hustling, taking motivated seller calls. Understand you're going to make some low offers where people are going to get offended, and they're going to tell you, no, I'd never sell for that. But they weren't really the people you were going after anyway. It takes those 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 no's before you get to that yes who is willing to take your low offer and get you in a place where you can get a deal with the equity you need to be able to either quick turn it, wholesale it, rehab it, whatever your strategy is. So go out there, stay aggressive, keep making those low offers, and don't ever be afraid to offend somebody with your offer. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. If you have questions, please put those down below or send them to me at matt@professionalinvestorsguild.com. And again, don't forget to run on over to Pig Free Gift and grab your resources. Have a great day.